free open source software, you all unfortunately have to use Windows. I believe in open source. I think it belongs in education more than anything else. I don't believe in Windows. I don't believe in Mac. And I would hope maybe one day you can come to some of my other sessions and listen why this is so important. Inkscape is one of these programs that I love. Inkscape.org, it's a open source vector graphics program. If you're familiar with Corel Draw or Adobe Illustrator, if you've ever heard of those, $600 versus free. So if you've got a lot of money to spend, go for it. Go buy it. I don't have a lot of money, so I'm not going to buy it. They save their file format in a scalable vector graphics, an SVG file. SVG files is an open standard file format for vector-based graphics. If you've ever used Google Maps, anybody use Google Maps? And you scale in and you zoom in and out, those lines of the roads stay nice and crisp. Those are scalable vector graphics. The advantage of using a vector-based graphic is that you can scale it up because it's a mathematical lines creating those shapes. When we scale this up, it still scales nicely because mathematically it can scale up and down. Versus raster-based image like a bitmap image, rastered image, JPEG, PNG files, those are bitmap images. Little tiny dots that make up the picture. So if we zoom in on those pictures, they look pixelated, right? Because you got all these little tiny dots that make up that image. So those don't scale up very well, but they both have their place, they both have their own purpose. Inkscape is the one we'll look at first. You would click on download, find your find what computer you're using, and download it. I do believe it is already installed in this lab, so you don't have to install it. But when you go home, this is the other beautiful thing about open source software is it's 100% free and legal for everybody here to have a copy. You can burn it to a disk, give it to all your friends, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, anybody you want to, and you can legally share this with them and let them do it as well. So feel free to download it at home.
And you may even come to the lab to work on your graphics here, and then save your images.
It's already installed.
If you don't want to download it on your computer, but it's safe, so you probably, I would recommend that you download it on your computer so you can have it for later, use it later.
Mighty fun. Create birthday cards, Christmas cards, digital scrapbooking, you know, whatever else. Rock band posters. So let's see if we've got it on here. If you go to your start menu, all programs, and I believe it's not in a folder, it should be just floating out there, Inkscape 0.47. So programs, Inkscape. Y'all got it? Okay, so it starts kind of minimized. You can maximize it. The one, if anybody was in that session or came late for early testers, I was using version 0.48, I believe, is what is out now. It's got some new features. It's laid out slightly different. So the one you go download will be 0.48, I believe. Some newer features, but same functionality. So the mathematical formula, the way it's creating these shapes, we've got square, circle, over here on the left. If you just click on the square, far left, these are our tools. Far left, click on that square. Click anywhere in the stage area. Click and drag out. And you have drawn a box. Does that work? Future a box. That's a very, very simple graph. Right,
How do you zoom in so if you want to be able to?
Easiest way to do it is hold down your control key on your keyboard and use your mouse wheel. Scroll in, scroll out. This works in most applications, including Firefox and other documents. Control scroll wheel is zoom in on most applications. If you want to pan your screen, move it around, hold down the middle mouse wheel and move your screen, left and right, up and down. Kind of repositions it in the center or whatever. To pan the screen, we hold down our middle mouse wheel, the actual wheel button. Instead of scrolling it, press down on it. That's your third mouse wheel, if you didn't know that. And you can move the screen left and right.
So you can only work in The outline?
You can actually, no, that's a good question. That is actually your print area, or your page area. I can
Okay.
move it out here and do things out here.
And then you move it
And
on.
move back.
Oh,
Or we could actually save it out individual selections, but it allows you to do work area. And I normally do a lot of stuff out there and then bring back in.
oh.
Okay, so we have our square on the stage. If you click on it twice, so if you click on it again, your cursor, your handles will change to rotate.
What? Mine
Mine
aren't doing that.
Mine's not either.
Why not?
Mine keeps drawing a new box.
Yeah, mine draws a new box.
Because it doesn't
Oh,
want to.
sorry, go back to your move tool up here. Selection tool. Back to the top left, the very top tool is your selection tool. Sorry.
That doesn't.
Can you pull your screen where you can see that
You
side?
know what? I have no clue. So inefficient.
There you go. Okay.
Can y'all see all of them?
Yeah.
So selection tool at the top. I forgot to show the other group this.
The selection tool is the arrow.
Very top, correct? And so if you click on the object, you can actually get the rotate handles and rotate it.
How?
Oh, wow.
Click on it again, you get
I
scale.
didn't rotate it.
Where's the rotate?
Look.
When you click on the object, with the selection tool selected,
See how click on it.
when you
Go
click on it, it changes to rotate.
Oh, look at me. I'm rotating.
Now rotate.
So then you're on scale if you're doing that. So click on it again, you get rotate.
Okay, it won't rotate.
Oh, cool.
If you double click on it, you actually go back to the draw tool.
And there, and then we moved it.
Sorry, you see it.
Oh, got it. Click on it again. There you go.
Everyone's like, what?
There we go.
Artistic skills, you know, you gotta
How
do
did
it.
yours become round?
I'm not very artistic.
I have
All right, so
minimal
let's do this. Let's jump
artistic
to
skills.
Before we do that, let's go and, that's a shape. This is a pre-built shape, and so it'll stay square. Let's just delete that for now. Repetition's a key, right? So we'll delete this, we'll create a new one. So we have it selected with our selection tool. Click on an object, press your delete key on the keyboard. All right, now we'll talk about the actual vector pin. This gets a little complicated. So everybody see this pin down here? It looks like a ballpoint fine tip pin. Left there? Not the actual fountain pen or the
Draw.
the actual, yeah, draw Bezier curve. But Bezier curve is mathematician, Mr. Bezier, who came up with this tangents and such. I'll show you. So you click on that tool. We're going to do little like connected dots, right? So if you click one time, it's going to put a dot on the screen. Click one time, and you'll have a connection that follows you. Click again. So draw a square doing this. So click. One time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and we come back and close it. So we go back to where we started. You click, and now we just drew a square or a triangle or whatever. You got the shape that closed.
Mine's doing something funky.
This is bending.
Hers
Mine's
is like
the shape.
round.
If it curved like this, it's because you click and drag. Click and drag.
Oh, that's kind of creepy.
I wasn't going to show you that yet, but since you already went there, that's where the Bezier comes in. Those are the tangents that make the shape. So if you just click, it's considered a linear tangent, linear line.
Wait, where is mine?
Oh.
You have to click it and it'll stop.
If you click any color at the bottom, it changes the skill. Okay, so at this time instead of the selection tool, if you go grab the node selection tool, the edit nodes tool, which is the one below it, it looks like a smaller arrow.
Oh, I'm still
The little node selection. You'll notice now that the actual individual tangents are selected or visible, and you can actually grab those and move those individually. These are the mathematical tangents that are moving. The node selection tool is right below the main selection tool.
It moves in the How come you didn't color? Because I colored mine down here.
So if you go grab the pen tool again and actually try to draw some of those curved shapes, you click one time to set a tangent, a point, and I drag out determines the curve of that shape. And again, if you go back to where you started from and close it, that'll be a completed path. So this time on a
Is this
shape
considered an image?
like that, Now you'll have these tangent handles, and if you grab those, you can actually manipulate the object by stretching the handle longer and moving it, the actual node itself.
How did you do that?
So if you use the pen tool and draw the shape, right? You're click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. I'm creating tangents.
I want this as my image.
And then I go back and grab my node selection tool. Right,
I
that's
mean,
the
he's
second
not
down.
like really gonna make this like.
Node selection
Oh,
tool.
that's cool.
Once you have that, then you can actually
Okay,
grab
it's
those
red there.
tangents.
And you
Grab the
flip it
node
over.
itself as the middle, and then node handles on the sides.
No, mine's not going.
You have different types of nodes as well. You have a corner point, so if you notice my
Yeah.
object here has got a valley, I can move those individually. Whereas this one is symmetrical.
Do what?
When I rotate it, it moves
Do
symmetrically.
what? Oh, you're seeing me catch around in the house?
Questions? Which is why I do graphic design.
Well, I wouldn't go into that.
You just make obstacles.
How do I
Wait
get
till you
this?
see the rest of the stuff I'll show you.
Oh, wow, I just saw.
And it will explode.
Using computers. Same here. I just made a mushroom.
Is this thing recording sound?
Okay, so not only can you adjust the color down here or add color to it, but it also has a stroke. So if you notice at the bottom left, you have fill and stroke. Can you see that? You have fill and strokes. Right now I have a green fill and a black stroke. Very bottom left. If you hold down your shift key and select something else, it'll change the stroke to that color. So click on a color, change the fill. Shift click on a color, changes the stroke. Now right now your stroke's probably too small, so let's make that bigger by going up to Object on our menu bar. From Object, go to Fill and Stroke. So we have an object selected. We go up to Object and we go to Fill and Stroke.
And
And then we've got Fill, Stroke, and the Stroke Style tabs.
Oh.
That's X color, no color on Fill, no color on Stroke, or add color. And if we click on the Stroke Style, we can add the thickness, the width of that stroke.
Yeah.
So now if you see mine, I've got a thick 40 pixel stroke. I can move this, and the
What's this? Do
stroke moves with it, the fill.
handle of bonding bar? And then
okay, mine's not doing it here.
You can transfer, you can change the
oh look.
node type over here, corner point,
Oh.
and you can actually manipulate the handles even more.
How did you get the outside to be curvy?
I shift click, that's the stroke.
Oh, you
So down here at the color swatches, if you shift click on the color swatch, we'll change the stroke.
Oh.
With your, on the keyboard, shift key, click on these color swatches. Yeah, shift,
Oh,
modifier key.
I don't know.
This is a
How did
retro
she get
snowman.
his so oh, the width. Well,
Oh my god.
oh, okay, look.
Oh, so you're making them?
I did. Well, I don't think he made his, but look. And then now I have a color in it. See?
I use this circle tool, so I'm going to grab the circle tool,
My favorite
shape tool,
better.
those are shape tools.
Okay, mine is still doing its own thing.
You like what?
I'm not sure.
That's neat.
You grab the circle tool and
So you were actually using fill patterns?
what did you do with
Some other
it?
things.
That's what he told us to do.
Oh, there you go.
So then how do we get that?
I can't get to do the funky outside shape.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a stroke. So you got this object selected. Go to your stroke. Now change the width of your stroke.
Stroke.
Yeah, the stroke style at the top, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Let's see, how does it do it? Oh, it's just doing the outside. Okay. Look at my mushroom.
And you're actually kind of zoomed out. The bottom right shows you where your zoom is.
Cool, check it
So I'm at 50%. So some of y'all's are giant.
How did you do that?
50%, if you go to 100%, That's an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper,
I
so
don't even
think
know what they
about
are.
your shapes there. Questions?
No.
Yeah, start all over.
Okay, so, I'm Brian Beck.
The good thing is that we're filming it, so if you need to go back to this lesson, I'm going to post it on our class blog page, so you can kind of review it for any instructions that you kind of missed or you need extra
Okay.
reinforcement.
Okay, what I'm gonna do now is delete my objects, selected them all, press delete. Unless you like yours and you want to save it. It's pretty. Put it on the
Pretty
refrigerator.
sweet, I'm not gonna lie. I do like mine.
What I'm going to do now is go to show you Open Clip Art. So I went back to Firefox. OpenClipArt.org is a repository for these vector images. It's an open source clip art repository. So
How do you save this?
for the people, by the people, Creative Commons license. So most everything on here is general public license or Creative Commons, which means share and share alike. And on the website, openclipart.org, going back to Firefox, you can create something beautiful and upload it here, and let somebody else download it and use it.
While we're on openclipart.org, guys, will you select some images that you can save into that folder on your desktop, please?
Type in something up here,
Oh.
and
So now we're on, I don't even know where we are.
to the top right on the search bar, I typed in cars.
His is
Got
orange and
some
ours
road
is green.
streets. We got a nice pretty bus there.
Where did we go? Free clip art? We go, where do we go?
OpenClipArt.org.
Oh, open clip art.
So I found a bus I like. I'm going to click on that. It'll show you who uploaded it, who created it, the tags that you used to search for it, and how many people downloaded it.
I like
So this bus was downloaded about 500 times.
download.
And here we have the option to download as an SVG, which was a simple vector graphics file format, or a lossy PNG file, PNG being a rastered image. We'll rasterize this and give us a little bitty dot pixel one. So in this case, since we're working with Inkscape, the easiest way to download it is just to right-click on the download link until it's Save Link As. If I click on it, Firefox actually opens it, the SVG, because it supports SVG rendering. But on the download